Is now open as it is 11 a.m. So let us all engage the chat box. Let's start introducing ourselves. We have about 24 participants so far, and we had almost 400 registrations. So we're expecting a large class. Let's engage the chat box. Let me meet everybody. You know, the last time I was on a tech class session, I was a participant. So I am particularly elated to be here today as a moderator. I am Dr. Odia Adegoke, and I manage the impact department for Farmalat, and I'll be your moderator for today. So please let me meet you all. Let's engage the chat section. Let's engage. Let me meet you, introduce yourself and where you're joining from. Okay, good. We have Dr. Larry Barnabas, lead veterinarian at Vet Medics Consult Zaria. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Nice to have you.
Let's keep doing that. Keep
introducing yourself. Abdulaziz from FBM. We are seeing you. That's really beautiful. I know the reason we have all gathered here today is one of the biggest problems when it comes to veterinary businesses in Africa. I mean, who doesn't understand the significance of funding? You know, most people probably have issues with their business, starting their business or scaling it up because of funding. I believe that's why we're here today. So let me go into... So let me go straight into the subject of discussion. Okay. Yes, but my camera is no longer. Okay. All right. So we're here discussing the subject. The topic is bankable and A to Z of a fundable veterinary business. I believe that's why we've all gathered. And for people that are first-time attendees, for TechLive, I'll be briefing you on what to expect for today. But for those of you that are regulars, the ones that have attended previous sessions, you probably know how it rolls, yeah? So the next here, let me introduce you officially to the TechLive partners. I'll be telling you about TechLive. You see, just decades before now, about 2 decades before now, before professionals, health practitioners, animal health enthusiasts, agribusiness personnel, before you could access quality training or education, you had to travel long distances, which consumed a lot of time and resources. But now, like, there is a digital platform called TechLive, where we gather resource persons that we refer to as hub experts, and we bring together people from all over the world to gain quality lectures. So that is how Project TechLive came to be. And we have our partners. We have Baringa Ingaline. We have the National Veterinary Medical Association. We're in partnership with LPRES, the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, and where we got our facilitator, our hub experts for today, Sterling. So I'll be introducing her in a brief. So like I was doing earlier, the agenda is the first thing, introductions, which I'm currently doing. Then we'll be talking briefly about Farmalat. We have Dr. Fortune to handle that. Then we'll be going to a pre-quiz session because, like I said, this is a training. We all want to learn what the obstacle is for funding your business. And we want to know the level you currently are when it comes to this topic. So that's the essence of the pre-quiz. Then we'll be going straight ahead into the topic of the day, which is bankable, A to Z of a fundable veterinary business. That will be taken by our other experts, Vera Ihena, herself, ma'am. Then After that, I believe you'd have a lot of questions. So we have open discussions for all participants. So you can ask your questions, and this is where you get answers. And after that, we'll be going to the post quiz. So that is an overview of what we'll be having today. But please, in the meantime, keep engaging the chat box. Let me see where you're joining from, who is on here. We have Dr. Mansour Salihu Jibrin, is an equine vet practitioner from Kano. I see you. Thank you for joining. And okay. Support, do we have Dr. Fortune on the call? Because we would like to go. Okay, good. Okay, so taking the brief about Farmalat, we'll be having Dr. Fortune Omomia. And she is the resident veterinarian for our Liberian sector. So can we have Dr. Fortune spotlight? So you've probably seen Farmalat pop up on your screen. Maybe you've attended, at previous TECLA series, any other virtual events, or maybe physical events. But what is it about? So she'll be addressing the 4 things. Who is Farmalat? Where are we now? Why are we doing what we are doing? And what exactly do we do? So please, ladies and gentlemen, let us give it up for Dr. Fortune Omomia to tell us the brief about Farmalat. Thank you very much, Dr. Fortune. Now you have the floor.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that introduction. Welcome to TECLA. I'm happy to have all of you here. Just to quickly, answer the questions that Dr. Rodia has asked. I'm sure most of you will be wondering, what is this company about? Who is Farmalat? What are they all about? We're always seeing them, we're always hearing them. Okay, today is the day. Let us hear and know who these people are. I'm just here to, answer those questions. So firstly, who are we? Who is Farmalat? Farmalat is a leading African social enterprise committed to transforming animal health, livestock development, and veterinary service delivery across the continent. Yes, I said it, across the continent. Over the years, Farmalat has grown into a trusted partner for farmers, veterinary professionals, agribusinesses, and nations by providing innovative animal healthcare solutions, quality veterinary products, and professional technical support. We are an all-rounder in the animal sector. How did Farmalat come about, and what do we do? We were founded out of a clear recognition that many livestock farmers across Africa faces significant challenges in accessing quality animal care, expertise, and reliable animal health products. These gaps often result in preventable disease outbreaks, reduced productivity, and economic losses, and also threats to food security. That is why we came in and stepped up to address these challenges. Our brand is established on the principle of leadership, innovation, and service. We're very innovation. Today, the organization provides a wide range of solutions, including disease prevention, animal diagnosis and treatment, vaccination programs, farming training, veterinary consulting services, capability development for veterinary professionals, and access to high-quality animal health products. Through these interventions, our dearest Farmalat is helping to build a healthier livestock population and more profitable farming system. Why are we doing what we're doing? What is the goal? What is the morale? What is the motivation behind this dream of ours to do what we do? At the heart of our dearest Farmalat company is a deep commitment to improving livelihoods, strengthening Africa's agricultural future. We recognize and directly linked to food security, economic growth, public health, and rural development. It's an all-in-one encompassing system: global health, public health, world health, the animal to be healthy, for us to be foods to be healthy as well. Every healthy animal represents an income for a farmer, food for the family, and stability for a community. This understanding continues to drive our mission to empower livestock farmers, support veterinary professionals, and create sustainable solutions that deliver a lasting impact across the continent. Where are we today? Where is Farmalat in all this? From the time we started to why we're doing what we're doing, where are we right now? What began as a vision to improve animal health has grown into a Pan-African organization with operations not only across Africa, but also in other African countries such as Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Cameroon. Through an expanding network of distribution centers and strategic partnership, Pharma continues to improve access to veterinary products and services in both urban and undeserved communities. Today, the organization serves thousands of livestock farmers. I can't begin to let you know, like so many farmers, thousands of livestock farmers and animal owners are continuing to invest in innovation, professional development, and stronger animal health systems across Africa. As Farmalat looks on to the future, our focus remains clear. We're not unwavering, we're not shaking. Our focus is to advance animal health, empower livestock farmers, develop the next generation of vets that continue to contribute meaningfully to a more resilient and productive animal health sector across Africa. Why? Because it is our goal that every community, livestock farmer, every family has the best of the best because we believe in excellence. Thank you. This is Farmalad. This is who we are, and this is why we keep doing what we're doing. Thank you very much. See you.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Fortune, for that beautiful presentation on Farmalat. So you see, Farmalat is on a vision to be Africa's leading innovators when it comes to animal health. And we hope to deliver breakthrough solutions, protecting animals and transforming community. And we are doing this steadily by transforming animal health into community strength and shared prosperity. By the way, we had a mid-year retreat recently, and we are on the path to becoming a $100 million company by 2030. By then, we would also be #1 in Africa when it comes to animal health. So look forward to that. Now, let me go back. Thank you so much, Dr. Fortune, once again. Let me go back to our introductions. So let me introduce the 4 eco pillars. So the overview, Okay. So 4 eco pillars, using video conference technology to leverage scarce healthcare resources, specialists sharing best practices with colleagues like what we have today with Vera Ihenacho, case-based learning and continuous monitoring of program outcomes. So these are the eco pillars briefly. And please take note that Project Tekla Africa leverages the eco model. We collect registration and participation data, questions and answers, chat comments, and poll responses for our programs. Your individual data will be kept confidential and handled by authorized personnel. This data may be used for reports, maps, communications, surveys, quality assurance, evaluation, research, and to inform new initiatives. And you need to be aware that this session is being recorded. We'll be sharing a PDF version of the slides after the session. This would be delivered personally to your mail inboxes, so please look forward to that. So, and these are some tips for participation. So please have your camera on. We need to interact with you visually. The facilitator would unmute you when you need to speak. So you could use the raise hand feature in Zoom when you want to speak, and kindly use the chat function for any questions. Please do that. Please do that. So I would be in the chat. We have Dr. Umba Kelechi from Albion Pet Veterinary Clinic. Nice to have you here. Dr. Otene Sunday is here with us. Manessa Ishaya Agang, it's a pleasure having everyone. It's going to be a wonderful session. We now have about 101 participants out of about 400, so we're good to go. So now, just a minute, we'll be going to the pre-quiz session of the event, the pre-quiz. So this is to, like I said earlier, this is to gauge your current knowledge on the topic. This is to gauge your current knowledge on the topic. So I'll be launching it, and within 5 minutes, I want you all to engage, respond to all the questions. They are easygoing. This is not something that would be graded, really. So just answer as objectively and as honestly as you can. It's not something difficult, really, just to have an idea of your base knowledge. And after this, there would also be a post quiz, which would evaluate how much of the information you have absorbed. Okay. So now let me launch the pre-quiz. You can have that. You'd see a pop-up on your screen. I want you all to engage. Remember the session, this pre-quiz is just for 5 minutes. So I want you to respond to the questions on your screen, what you currently have. We want to have an idea what you currently know about how to be bankable. How do you fund your businesses really? Would money keep being an issue with how you manage your business? Let's keep responding. The last question is a very simple one. Keep your response very short. We have 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Are you all seeing the pop? Are you seeing the quiz? Support, are they seeing? So we have simple questions like, okay, I'm seeing people respond already. Good, beautiful. Let's keep responding. Prof. Olufunke Ola Davis is on the call from the University of Ibadan. Thank you so much for joining in. Dr. Ogbu Oliver Chidozi from Priceless Shepherd Vet and Agri Consult Ltd. In Abuja, thank you so much. Thank you. Dr. Muhammad Masood. Yeah, the poll is currently being filled. That's the pre-quiz. Let's engage. It will be up for 5 minutes. So we also have Unwafo Bonaventure. He's a private vet doctor in Enugu. Thank you so much. It's so nice to have you here. I personally missed Tekla, and it's so nice to have everybody. It's so nice to reconnect with you. Okay, the responses are coming in. About 1 minute in already. What does it take? Like, what does it mean for a veterinary business to be bankable? So, like, what do you understand by bankable? Before our guest comes in to dissect the topic and give us all the tea on the things you're probably doing wrong, the things that you've most likely not thought about yet, and there's a major financial hurdle, or it's a major obstacle when it comes to you positioning yourself for funding. What do you think being bankable means for now? Then we have questions like, which of the following is the most, what is most important when seeking funding for a veterinary business? And we have questions like, what would most likely discourage a bank or investor from funding a veterinary business? Like, what would discourage them? And are you confident that you can do a good business proposal or pitch for investors? Like, at this point, are you? I'm seeing responses on that. There are some people very confident. Interesting. A high number of people are confident. Okay, let's see. We'll be getting like to the root of that during the conversation. And what's the one thing you hope to learn from this session that will make your veterinary business more fundable? So let's see. We are already 3 minutes in. The poll will be closing very soon, but we're having quite a good amount of engagement currently. Okay. So just about 35% of people have participated. Please let's all fill the pre-quiz form so that we have an idea where we currently are. So this would inform our OB experts on things that she probably needs to address more, like things that she needs to focus on. So let's all fill the pre-quiz form. Okay. Now we are at 38%, 39 people have responded. Let's have that coming in. Dr. Abba Idris from the Ministry of Livestock Development, Yobe State. Thank you so much for joining in. We have Zakaria Idris from Yobe State. We have Dr. Ezekiel Josiah. Thank you so much for joining in. And Dr. Tim Chang Gideon, Ibrahim Mena. Thank you all so much. It's so nice to connect with you. Now we have 48% of participants. Let's get the questions responded to. The poll will be ending very soon. Okay, good. We're now at 50%. So about 51 people have filled the form. So, okay, now we have 103 participants on the call. Mind you, I said that we're expecting a large class. Dr. Maxwell Kelechi Oyimba, thank you so much. It's so nice to have you here. Dr. Zainab Abdullah Biu, oh, interesting. Pleased to have you here. Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma. Thanks for joining in. Aliu Garba, good morning to you all. He's greeting us. Thank you. Dr. Ibrahim Adamu Zadawa from Bauchi State. Dr. Emmanuel Oguche, Dr. Elua Kennedy Chimezie. It's so nice to have you all. We're now at 53%. Let's see if we can get a number of people more to join before we finally end the poll and go into the main reason why we're here gathered. Like I said, this pre-quiz is just to have an idea of your current knowledge on the topic. So the idea is that what do you know before a trainer exposed you to the reality of funding a veterinary business? And there would be a post-quiz to now test what you now know. You understand? So it's important that we all feel this. So 54 people, this is good. We'll be ending the poll soon. So please do well to okay, we have some people that are not so confident. They're not very certain that they can. No, that's the reason why you're here. It's so nice. You found yourself in the right room. Okay. There are people that believe that they're having a clearly, okay. So, okay, now we have way more than half of the people on the call that have filled the form. Almost 60%. So we'll be ending the poll now. Thank you all for engaging. It's so nice to have you here. Okay, there are some people. My voice breaking? Has it been sorted now? Okay, good. So I believe it's no longer breaking. Yeah? Okay, good. Okay. So the poll has now been ended and would be going straight. We already have an idea of what you currently know about the topic, yeah? So that'll be the end of the pre-quiz. And the next thing on our agenda is to meet the hub expert. You see, when I was talking about our sponsors, I mentioned Sterling, yeah? So this is a specialist from Sterling Bank. She's Ma'am Vera Ihenacho. She's the head agribusiness development and strategy at Sterling Bank, and should be our core facilitator for today's event. She'll be exposing us to what we need to know. But briefly, I'm going to be discussing her profile. It is a lot. It is loud. Trust me. Just a minute. Okay, good. I have that sorted. So Vera Ihenacho is a seasoned finance professional with over a decade of experience driving growth across Nigeria's agribusiness and financial sectors. She currently serves as head. Okay, just a minute. I want to reshare the screen. Okay, good. Okay, good. Sorry, we are having okay. Okay, so Vera Ihenacho is a seasoned finance professional with over a decade of experience driving growth across Nigeria's agribusiness and financial sectors. She currently serves as head agribusiness development and strategy at Sterling Bank, where she leads innovating financial models that empower smallholder women and youth in agriculture. Vera has played a pivotal role in transforming agricultural lending in Nigeria. She successfully secured a $21.7 million grant from the MasterCard Foundation to expand access to affordable finance for 100,000 smallholder farmers and mobilized $500,000 in grant funding from the World Bank Gender Innovation Lab to evaluate the impact of agri-finance programs. She also spearheaded the design of the Sterling Women and Youths in Agri-Finance program and digital loan portal, impacting over 1 million potential beneficiaries and setting a benchmark for inclusive agri-finance in West Africa. Our expertise spans agribusiness value chain, finance, strategy and innovation, credit and risk management, financial modeling, corporate and structured finance, and product development. She has led multiple strategic partnerships, designed the bank's annual agribusiness strategy framework, and managed key initiatives such as Sterling Cooperative Livestock Investment Hub, where she raised 1 billion naira in investments for poultry value chain. Vera is a certified expert in agricultural finance from the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management, Germany, a certified financial modeling and valuation analyst, and a member of the Association of Professional Women Bankers. She holds a bachelor's degree in animal science from Ambrose Ali University and is currently pursuing an executive MBA at the prestigious Lagos Business School. A thought leader, okay. A thought leader, and sorry for the break, a thought leader and speaker, Vera has shared insights on global platforms such as the Cracking the Nut Conference, where she spoke on building resilient food, water, and energy systems. She also serves on the board of the Oluwatosin Wilkie Foundation, where she promotes youth and women empowerment across Africa. Recognized for her leadership and innovation, Vera embodies passion, purpose, and a relentless drive to build sustainable, inclusive growth within Africa's agri-finance ecosystem. So with a portfolio this packed, I mean, I've seen her, I follow her on LinkedIn, and I've seen quite a number of things, works from her. She's an amazing woman, really. So with a profile of this packed, you can imagine how important she has deemed this event to be a part of it and to be sharing from her wealth of knowledge. Support, do we have her now? So get your notepads and pens on. Get your notepads and pen, because trust me, it's going to be a packed session where we are going to be unlocking the secrets to being a bankable business. How do you get funds? How do you get investors to trust you? How do you get them to take a shot on you? So that's what she'll be doing with us. Okay, good. Hi, can you hear me, Ma? I think you're currently muted.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, good morning, Ma. It's so nice to have you here. Thank you so much for taking out of your very busy schedule to be a part of this. Trust me, we can't appreciate you enough. And we're looking forward. I personally have a notepad too, so that I'll be jotting down points as you are dropping them, because I'm only a young veterinarian and I need this knowledge too. So, ma'am, you're welcome on board, and would like you to educate us on how to become bankable, the A to Z of building a fundable veterinary business. How should we go about this, ma'am? You have the floor.
All right. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
I need to hear what she's saying.
Okay, am I audible?
You're very audible, ma.
Can you hear me? Can someone confirm in the chat box if I'm audible?
We can hear you, ma'am.
All right. Okay, excellent.
Can hear you.
Good morning, everyone. Is it safe to say that we are all vets in the house? Business owners, doctors, good morning. In fact, when I was, studying in school, I really, really wanted to do, vet so that at least I can have that doctor to my title. And see me now, interacting with, vets in the house. So I'm gingered. I don't know, will you people still accept me to, come and do at least a year or two and give me the doctor title, even though I'm an animal scientist?
With the assistant.
All right. Good day. Thank you so much. Right? Good day. Thank you so much, Doctor, for the excellent moderation so far. We're here to talk business, and funding is really a major challenge in Nigeria, right? In Nigeria, in Africa, because when we're thinking, we have to think global. How can I get my products out there? How can I get funding, to scale, right? And all of that. And having, worked in the agricultural department for close to 13 years now, I've seen a lot of businesses that have ideas, but are not able to translate it into, profitable, scalable businesses that will then attract funding, right? Opportunity, thanks a lot to the Tekla team. What you're doing is amazing. In fact, when much that Farm Alert Tekla are doing in the space and the collaborations that you're facilitating to ensure that the space and also the support that is also given to upcoming doctors like myself, in the space. So I would just, without further ado, I would jump right into, and we're going to be dealing with the A to Z of a bankable business, right? Before we go into the business, I'd like us to have a perspective of what we're talking about. Agriculture, the agricultural sector today contributes up to 20 to 28% to the national GDP, in nominal terms, right? In fact, the way things are, people shouldn't be out of money. People shouldn't be out of pocket. People shouldn't be going to bear potential that the sector portends is huge, and and it's still growing. I know before the sector used to control employment, jobs, and all of that, good, decent work opportunities. It used to be way, way more than that. But we are here to talk about how we can, and get a piece of the pie and also create rooms or build businesses that would outlive us, that would be able to, access funding and even the parts for other businesses. I don't know, is it okay to share my slides? I want to project my slides now. Can I share the slides? Can I share my
Yes,
slides?
you can share
Moderator,
the
confirm
slides,
if
Ma.
I can share my slides.
You can share the slides. Go ahead, Ma.
All right. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, give me a minute. Okay. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Can you see my screen? Can anyone
Screen,
confirm if
Ma.
they can see my screen?
Yes. We can see your screen, Ma.
Okay, so let's jump right into it. As a financier, what businesses am I looking to fund? For so many people, they have so many things up there, but they don't know how to express it, communicate it, or build their structure and, build businesses that would outlive them. So typically, what do we fund as a business, right? We fund managed potentials. As a business too, we also fund, I know typically banks don't fund startup businesses. So you're fresh out of school, you have your certificates, you want to start a business, you don't really have direction. So what we started to do in the last 4 years was to see how we can put startup businesses together and fund them, right? So that's what we do. So what kind of businesses are we looking to fund? That know its numbers. Hate it or love it or leave it. Typically, if you're starting up a business, your goal is to make money. I know you also have other impact metrics in your mind. Okay, you want to create jobs, you want to feed the nation, you want to treat animals. But the main aim, right, is to make money, right? Is to make money. So when you approach the bank, you must tell me how much revenue have you made in a year, or how much, if you're a startup, how much revenue are you looking to make? And revenue is simple. It just says, how many animals do I want to treat in 1 month? And I push myself to treat 10, 20, 50 animals, right, in a month. How many bags or cartons or batches of vaccines do I want to sell, right? How many cartons of drugs do I want to sell? How many vet stores do I want to have? You must know your numbers, right? You must know those numbers. Your assets are typically the things you are bringing to the business, what you own. For example, a drugstore, right? The cabinet, the shelves, right? Liabilities talks about, okay, the things that you have gone to borrow, say funding that you will then pay back, right? Then equity is what is your skin in the game. So probably you have 1 million naira or 10 million. And is that 10 from that 10 million, from the 10 million, which is then, let's say it is called equity. You then use, okay, let's say 5 million to rent a store and set it up, put all of the drugs and every other thing you need to put, to furnish the store. So that then becomes your equity. What is your own contribution before you want the bank to then support you, right? Because typically you must show your commitment. You must meet us halfway. Then because it shows that, oh, you are responsible, right? You are bankable. So you must know your numbers. So businesses that banks look to fund are businesses that know its numbers. Thank you for that break. And it captured a lot of, very key items that we'll be delivering today at this webinar. And you must know your business. What are you doing? What exactly are you doing? If you say, okay, Vera, I need 10 million naira, I'll ask you, what part of the value chain do you want to play in? Or what part of the subsector? Are you looking at ruminants, equines, cattle, piggery, aquaculture? What part of the subsector are you playing in? You must understand your business. What are the challenges? What are the prevailing diseases in this space? What solution do you want to prefer, right? For you to access funding. And you must have a structure. You must be that. Register your business. I think to even register your business name, I think it's now 20,000 naira or so. And to register as an enterprise, 20,000, right? Visit any CAC, or you can even do it online. Now, there are even people that do all these things, now as source of income. So you need to register your business so that you have proper ownership filed with the government under CAC, and you have your certificate of incorporation. Register your business. That is the document you present to the bank to say, I own this business, right? It can be Dr. Maxwell and Co. Just register your business. It won't cost you much. These are some of the first investments you make in your business, right? And then don't run it as a one-man show. Even if you want to operate a lean strategy, you must have structure. Okay, this will be the CEO. Okay, This will be the accountant. Accountant ensures that every kobo is accounted for, right? The CEO drives the vision of the business, right? Okay, how many doctors do you want to employ? What regions do you want to cover? What is your organogram, right? You must have structure and strategy. How do you want to operate? I love our sector because the gap is too wide. There's so much to do, right? In this sector, there are so many spaces you can play in. And then you must be able to manage your risk in a business. You must know how to manage risk in discipline. Access to credit wouldn't have been a big deal in Nigeria if some people do not take the loan and buy the latest car tomorrow. Or take bank loan. You know you have not arrived, but you're trying to tell people that you have arrived. You are not disciplined. And for us in the bank, character is the first criteria we always use to check if a credit will go bad or not, or if a loan will go bad or not. Character is everything, right? Character is everything. So beyond building competency, which is the thing to help you manage your business, keeping proper records, know your numbers, know your onions, you must have character. Character is your only collateral. Where you go to or some bank, you're a good person, or you take. In fact, there's some people in Nigeria now, it's banks that are rushing them to come and take loan because they have good character. If bank gives you 1 naira, will you pay the money as at when due? Or you start giving excuses. Meanwhile, you have diverted the money. Right? And then we say, oh, government. It starts with us. How do you manage the 1 naira given to you? Maybe you make your first profit, you just go and spend it. Right? And I know there's black tax, someone's asking you for money, but you have to be disciplined. Every 1 kobo must be accounted for and must be plowed, back into the business. Right? So I hope I have that record straight. And guess what? So to access bank lending, those are the things I've then put: good governance, structure, knowing your numbers, right? Having character and discipline. But accessing funds, right? You must be innovative. What new thing are you bringing? Are you bringing a tech solution that can help livestock farmers know when their birds are sick? Probably from the feces, from the poultry droppings. Can you help, livestock farmers know, okay, even their, what do they call it? The kind of sicknesses that they should envisage and how they should prevent it. You have advisory that you can give to, poultry farmers, livestock, ruminant farmers, and all of those other, things that stands you out from every other veterinary, from any other vet doctor. How innovative are you? How scalable is your solution? Because there are funds, so there are loans, there are grants. But guess what? Not every fundable business is bankable. So some of us have enjoyed grants. You really have nothing to show for it. And when you go to the bank, you really can't. Fine, some of us, our businesses were very innovative. We had shown that they were scalable, they had ideas and all of that. But in terms of implementing all of those things you have then said to win that grant, you're not able to implement it. You didn't keep proper record. You didn't keep proper record of every naira and kobo. If you go to the bank, in as much as you have a very $1 million, 10 million in your account, but you don't have record, you can't attract a loan, right? So every bankable business is fundable, but not every fundable business is bankable. You need to take that down. And I've already given you what it means to be bankable. And these are some of it. You're looking at it right on the screen. So you might be positioned. So, you also need to ask yourself, do you want to be positioned for just grants? Or do you want to be positioned for bank loans, which is more sustainable and long-term? Right? So let's jump right into it again. A to Z of bankable businesses. A is accountability. You must be accountable. Every naira and kobo must be accounted, right? Business model. How many of us have heard of business model canvas? Business model canvas. What is your business model? What is your source of revenue? What are you selling? Are you selling products or you are selling services? You providing the service, vets or livestock farmers of that, or you want to sell products, drugs, and all of those other things. What is your source of revenue? What are your channels? Is it social media? Is it physical stores? What are your channels, your revenue channels? Who are the leaders in that space? What license do you need to have? Right? What are your business structures? So that is what the typical business can BMC. Right? So what is your business model? What is your unique value proposition? You need to ask yourself all of those questions. How can you compete? Right? And cash flow. Sometimes when we see sales, we think sales is cash flow. Cash flow is the money left after you have spent money on them, workers' salaries, you've bought your inventory or your stock, typically drugs, right? I want to simplify some of these things as much as I can. Stock, you've paid salaries, you've bought diesel, everything operational, all your operational expenses, things you to take for you to run that business daily on a day-to-day basis. Right? What is left? How much cash is left in the account after you've spent all of this thing? All right? Then documentation. Do you have your records in place? How many cartons of drugs have you sold and how much did it cost? And how much, what's your cost of sales and what is your gross profit? Efficiency. How efficient are you? How efficient is your business? How are you able to manage resources in your business? Financial records, I've mentioned it, and all of those other things. Financial records, do you have your account statement? Do you have your asset records? How much have you borrowed? How much are you owing? Right? What is your income? What is your gross profit? What is your net profit? Governance. Who is running your business? What is the management structure? God forbid if you leave that business over to the next set of experts that will run it for you. Capital, the greatest asset in every organization, even in our agricultural industry. And the beautiful thing, some people say agri is risky, agribusiness is risky. No, it's people that make up the value chains, people that make up the sector. What kind of people have you employed? And what kind of people are you employing? And how are you treating your people? What structures have you put in place to compensate your staff so that they can give you more? What reward and benefits, right? Or even sanctions? Are you enabling bad behavior? Are you rewarding good behavior? Innovation, how innovative are you? And innovation doesn't necessarily mean turning water into wine. It just means how can you solve problems and solve it profitably? During the pandemic, right? People made money. People started selling face masks, what they call it, sanitizer. Meanwhile, other people were losing money daily. People went online. People took advantage of social media. Look at us, we're having an online session today. I don't have to be with you physically present. So how are you using technology to drive your business? Then how are you partnering? Jack of all trades, master of none. You want to do everything. You can't outsource. My lecturer in class will say, because I'm actually doing my MBA, and you say, know what you know, like the thing you know it very well, so that nobody, if they wake you up today, you'll be able to, when they ask you questions about that thing, you can provide answers. Know what you know, outsource the rest. Partner. You can together as a group. Oh, can we, let's this problem, we want to set up a business. If $100,000 business, we want to set, how can you partner and collaborate in the space to solve problems? Knowledge, legal compliance. I think for us in the agricultural sector, I think we have tax holiday of up to 5 years. After that, you start paying tax, right, on value-added services. Right? And even if you're not paying tax, you must always file new returns. You must always file new returns. So IRS doesn't come for us, right? Is your business registered? You have the proper license, the certificates that you need to do what you're doing. Then demand. Agric is demand driven. You must know that, okay, there is a gap in this sector before you want to come into the sector, right? Your numbers, your operations, and you must have a very good operational strategy. How do you want to operate as a business? How profitable are you? Sometimes when I have people saying, I need grant, I'm like, oh, I need loan. I need loan that is at 5%. I'm like, what? And I'll say, why do you need 5% loan? They'll say, the margins are not much. If your business is not profitable, please leave that of something that you can use to make that business profitable, right? Quality assurance. Your role is very sensitive. So you must utmost caution in that business. Risk management. Tomorrow, a policy can come and disrupt, what we're doing. How are we managing those risks? For some of the livestock farmers present in the house, swine flu, avian flu, they put in place. Do you have biosecurity measures in the farm? Or even if you are going from place to place, treating other animals or livestock, what practices or security measures have you put in place? People are cash. In fact, I'm the one even saying, please come, I want to give you more working capital. Come, I need to give you, I've given you 200 million before. Come and take 800 million. Come and take 1 billion. All right? How are you positioning yourself to make money in Nigeria, despite the challenges? Because I like to see a glass cup as half filled and not half empty. All right? So do you always give excuses? Before we come to this, let's also look at the sector we're playing in Africa. So currently, agri contributes 23 to 28% to the national GDP. I've mentioned that before. And the livestock contribution is about 1 to 2%, which is huge. After crop, it is livestock. And we have about 156 ruminants, right, in the sector. And I know the poultry sector alone is worth 1 trillion. So in terms of the animals, the vaccines, the consumables, the human capital, it is a lot of money. What piece of the cake? But yet, the sector is still fraught with these challenges. Genetics, animal health care, which is where most of us play in, finance. And look at these statistics that we still import 100 billion worth of dairy, each year. People cannot keep the animals because most of the time they are fraught with them. They don't know how to manage these animals. That these farmers don't know how to manage, and they are counting on us. They are counting on you to solve some of these problems. So I just wanted to put, some of those things in perspective before we go in that Sterling Bank has, for us. Right. So I was able to also put together an investment readiness score. And this is how we weigh a business before we commit capital. And this is your marking sheet. Anywhere you fall, just know that, oh, I need to work on my business. So for financial records, that takes a whopping 15%. When you go to the bank, you need to be able to present your account statements. And if in your statement, I'm seeing shoe, bag, a full stuff, in your business account, I'm seeing personal expenses in that statement. You are not ready to take a loan. So you must be able to separate your personal account from your business account. And when you are making payment or you're even receiving funding, have proper invoices, have records. When you offer a service, have records. When you buy animal feed, have records, because those are the documents you then present to the bank. The decisions we make are data-driven decisions. They are information, right? They are data-driven decisions. Your record has 15%. Then your cash flow stability. Are you always in need of working capital because you don't know how to manage your cash? Any small profit you make, and don't forget, profit is not cash. Sometimes you might sell goods on credit. You are not able to collect money. Meanwhile, you are not being offered goods on credit. So you are giving suppliers credit. You're only working for your customer. So there's no cash flowing in your business, and cash is king. It's revenue is sometimes, oh, I have 1 million. If they ask you your naira, but in the account, nothing is there. So how stable? What cash? How stable is your cash? Market demand. Are you just producing chicken? You don't even know who would buy from you. And then you keep feeding your animals. You keep feeding your animals. You keep feeding your animals. Or you're just going to buy drugs. You don't even know the farms or the pet houses that you're going to administer those drugs to. What is the demand? So that I can say, okay, so you can come and maybe say, well, Amura, I have 1,000 beds farms that I currently service. I want to be able to buy enough drugs to service 2,000 farms. So your request must be demand driven. Scalability is structure to move from point A to point B. And your risk management structure. If the most intelligent person leaves your team today, who takes over that business? Or if you leave, it's over. If there's a disease outbreak, have you insured your farm? At least that's sometimes what we're doing here is preventive, right? But when you have done all you can to stand, right, and things still happen, how do you manage it? Or there's heat stress, or there's something that's beyond you, or God forbid, even deaths of the promoter. How do you manage those risks? Compliance. Are you compliant? Are you compliant? I mean, are you doing business the right way? Are you registered? Are you filing your returns, even if it is nil return? How are you using technology to scale your business? The billions of dollars of transactions that goes on in Instagram, it will amaze you, even Facebook. How are you using technology to scale your business? Do you have a website? Do you have a social media page where you can engage people intelligently? Now, there's artificial intelligence, there's AI. There's really nothing AI can do for you now, right? There's AI. So how are you even using technology to make your own job easy? Are you able to stay here and get alerts that, oh, okay, this farm that I've put a device in, there is a disease outbreak in this farm. Let me go and visit. Impact in the environment that you're doing business with, in the community that you're doing business with. How are you giving back to that community? Because it's all about people, profit, and planet. How are you giving back to your community? What impact are you making? How many are you creating? Right? So after you've scored yourself, right? If you fall within 80 to 100%, please send me an email. I'm going to give you a loan, right? And mark my word, I am going to give you a loan. Or if we've then engaged each other and we've seen that, oh, you fall within 80 to 100, nothing substitution, because the bank is in the business of lending. That is what pays my salary every month. So I don't, there's always that myth that it's difficult to get funding. No, it's not difficult. It is not difficult. That is the business we do. And guess what? More banks are springing up. Fintechs are springing up, competing with commercial banks. But that's not your own headache. I'm just trying to say there is a market. There is opportunity. And banks have positioned themselves to bank those opportunities, to fund you, to take you from point A, from ideas, businesses. If you fall within 60 to 75, we can guide you. We won't dismiss you. We can guide you, right? To put things in order. There was a funding that we had done in 2020 where we were giving individuals loan. But we then said, if you want to, you can only take 5 million for that funding. But if you want to take 20 million and above, if you want to grow, you need to register that business. For example, I can give you a name as Sunday. That if you come to me and say you want a loan, you want to buy drugs, you want to buy, and all of that, I can say, okay, this and that, take 5. But when you then want to take 20 and grow it because you've seen the need, you need to register that business. So sometimes we will not just dismiss you, we would start with you, start from where you are, and take you to where we think you should be. Dangote and Co, they didn't start from somewhere, right? They didn't start from, they started from somewhere. They didn't just spring up suddenly. They started from somewhere. So below 60%, it means that you are not really ready for loan. You can take grants. You are not ready for loans. Okay? And we can walk you through to make you ready. So that on how to the ABC, your A to Z of a bankable business. Now, what do we do in the bank? What has Sterling Bank done over the years, and how have we positioned ourselves to support you in the space, to help you grow? For us in the bank, we believe that there are 5 critical sectors, right, that people interact with every day. And that is the health sector, right? The educational sector. I'm home today. The house is peaceful. My kids have gone to school, right? The agricultural sector. Every day, one person, you must eat at least twice a day or maybe once daily. Your weight, right? So that's the agricultural. Food, renewable energy. Today, diesel is expensive. Fuel is expensive. So many challenges. You want to set up your shop. You need more. You need to buy a generator, fueling, and all of that. What we're doing is funding solar-powered stores. Even the fridge that you have, the cooling system you have for some of your vaccines. We're able to fund you with, solar-powered cooling systems, right? So that you don't have to worry yourself about the cost of diesel and all of those other running costs. Then transportation. Every day people move. Every day animals move. Every day products move. What we have then done is to curate funding and build specialization across these 5 sectors. We call it the heart of Sterling. These are the sectors that our heart beats for. And guess what? You are just at the middle of the heart, which is the A, agriculture. And today as a bank, we have dedicated 15% of our loan book to funding that sector. That's the agricultural sector, livestock, crop, services, veterinary services. We've dedicated 15% to funding that sector. And just like our portfolio reflects the agricultural GDP. So livestock is the second largest contributor, right, to our portfolio in the bank. And as it is today, our portfolio currently sits at over 200 billion. And from when we set up the desk as managed by CBN in 2011 to date, we have done over 500 billion naira in loans. So nothing stops you from accessing funding. Nothing at all, right? Nothing at all. And these are the categories of businesses we fund. No matter how small you are, or if you are emerging, or if you are way up there. So for retail businesses, smallholders, youth and women, we're able to support. For commercial and corporate businesses, we have funding for you, right? And we also have special partners like the DFI that we have funded with. I'll talk about them in the comment slide. I mean, that we've partnered with to ease funding and even technical assistance, training, capacity building, because knowledge is good. Knowledge is good. New things keep happening every day. New innovations keep happening in our sector every day. You as vets, you know some of these new things that are happening, and you need that training, you need that exposure, you need that capacity building. So what we've done is to partner with some development and finance organizations to help us, fund your training and capacity building. Right? Good. So one of the DFIs we partnered with, and yesterday we had a webinar where we talked about, where we brought some of to talk about what I will share insights from that, and even from what we even currently and came up with a $500 million fund. They call it the LPRESS Fund, Livestock Productivity and Resilience. For livestock, for you, for livestock, right? For the livestock value chain. So if you're offering services, if you are raising the livestock, you have $500 million. And it cuts across 21 states. And for us in the banks, they have earmarked 20 billion for sterling for financial institutions to be able to give to players in the space. And I think so far they've been able to reach 1.4 million people. And we have not even scratched the surface. What's the population of farmers we have in Nigeria? What's the population of livestock farmers we have in Nigeria? There's still so much to do. Right? So look at the value chains. Beef and cattle, dairy, beef cattle, right? So if you're raising the cattle or servicing the cattle for meat, you are eligible. If you're raising the cattle for dairy, I know that one is also in very short supply in Nigeria, you are eligible. And that's why this funding is there, to see how we can catalyze the livestock sector in Nigeria. Sheep and goats, you are eligible. Poultry, you are eligible. And I know there is also piggery and aquaculture that we are also making a case for, right? What the program delivers: animal health and vaccination campaigns. So these are some of the things that World Bank is covering, and they're administering it through the Development Bank of Nigeria, where commercial banks like us interact with them to get this funding for you. They also have funds for farmer training and advisory, input supply and improved feed systems, production infrastructure, pasture and rangeland development, animal health and vaccination campaigns, right? So the whole 9 yards, we have funding for that. Beyond the let me also buttress on the LPRESS funding. So in 2025, last year, we developed a product program to mirror this particular fund, and we call it the Agribusiness Support Finance Program, Livestock Finance. That's what we call the funds. So we have 20 billion naira that is accessible. The interest rate is 15% per annum, and that is highly subsidized. If you go to any commercial bank today, you want to collect loan, you will get it at not less than 38%. Not less than 30% if you are retail. Then if you are corporate, maybe 30%. Because what is the monetary policy rate today? MPR is 26%. And that MPR, anytime we see MPR, let's not think it's something too fancy. It means that when a bank needs money, right, and wants to borrow from the central bank will borrow 26%. Let's say the bank doesn't even have money again to do lending, right? And it goes to CBN. CBN will give that money to the bank at 26%. So typically, if Sterling Bank is collecting loan at 26%, how can Sterling Bank now lend at 10% or 15%? So you can then say that this loan is highly subsidized because it is a partnership from the World Bank with commercial banks and Development Bank of Nigeria. And it is for you, for livestock sector, specifically, right? Look at the limit. You can get up to 1 billion naira. So from 5 million to 1 billion. If you're a male or a female, you are very eligible. If you're youth, if you're young, old, you are very eligible. Equity, to show your own contribution or your skin in the game. So maybe you've been running your business and maybe your turnover is 20 million and you then take 15 million. The bank will say, okay, drop 30% of this 50 million that you want, and I'll give you the remaining 35. Or they will say, drop 30%, I can give you the entire 50%. It's just to show your commitment and your skin in the game. So that I know that this business, your own money too is inside. It's not just because it's the bank's money, you're using it the way you want to. So that is typically why we always ask for equity contribution or collateral. The fees is a maximum of 1%. Collateral, nobody's asking you for a fancy land in Ghana Island or an estate in Abuja, because typically if you go to any bank for any loan, not a Greek, they will ask you for collateral in 3 prime locations: Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. But we are in the agribusiness. If we have properties or if we have money to buy property, we would rather plow it back into the business. So what we have done in the agri space is tangible collateral. But if you have it, fine, we will collect. But if you don't have, we will fall back on guarantee. Credit, what we call it, credit guarantee. So those ones will then take the risk to say, okay, guarantee this loan for me, right? So that I can be able to access funding from Sterling. And they will charge you, let's say, 1 to 2%. It depends on, the kind of guarantee that we're looking at. And of course, there will be insurance. And don't forget what I also said, character is the collateral. So if I have done my checks on you and you have you have collected one loan from one fintech and they are calling you every day, you have switched off your phone and they are maybe calling your sister or calling your neighbor. Character is the only collateral. Are we still with me? I don't know if we should pause for questions or okay, probably I'll take the questions after the session.
We're right
I'll
with
be
you,
wrapping
Ma.
up soon. Right? Right. So character is the only, right? So that's it for the livestock finance, specifically curated by the World Bank. And Sterling has positioned itself, to access this LPRES funding. And those are part of the sponsors of this program. LPRES, Ministry of Livestock, and all of that. Okay, then coming back to Sterling Bank's products, that is the Sway Akfin. So the bank has also designed a product for people that are fresh out of school, fresh out of, training and want to set up a small business and you need loan. We're able to give you loans at 9% per annum. But the maximum you can take here is 20 million naira. Don't forget I said that LPRES is 1 billion, right? So as a business, you can a business. But you have not registered your business, right? If your name is Nwa for Bonaventure and you say you want to collect loan, you've not registered your business, you can only take 5 million. But if you've registered your business Bonaventure Limited, you can take 20 million. I hope I can see Bonaventure smiling. I hope that is clear and I can see using his vet store. Well done. Well done. I like that most of us turn our camera so we can see, live people. Right? And if you are and we're telling you we have 9% interest rate loan for you. If you are a woman, no offense to the men in the house, special priority too. Right? So when you're taking care of the family, you're also getting some good money in your account. You're also earning to support your husbands. Right? A bird cannot fly with one wing now. So if you're a woman, you also to take the and youth in agriculture. Okay, let's move to the third product that we can access here. It is the MSME product finance. So we also partnered with Bank of Industry because the bank cannot solve the problem alone. Who knows the value of finance gap we have in Nigeria? The number of farmers that need loan, agree. In Nigeria and then in Africa. And don't forget the value of the agricultural sector. Okay, in Nigeria is roughly $300 million annually. So every year, Nigerian businesses, agribusinesses, they need $300 million annually to do business, to start business, to grow their business. So we partnered with BOI, right, to access funding so that we can also access it at a subsidized rate of 9%. But the maximum you can take here is 5 million naira. And this is for working capital. Probably you're out of cash. You have stock lying in your you need to pay salary to your workers. Or you one particular medicine, whether it's ivermectin or ivermectin, or it is something coccidiostat or something you just need to quickly stock up. And you need loan to quickly, stock up inventories that are fast moving. This is what this particular loan is for, and that's why it is 5 million naira. It is working capital. Pay salary, run daily operations of the business. Right? So those are the major funding available that we have for us in the space. Okay. Wrapping up, just note your questions. Note your questions. Wrapping, it's not easy to do business in Nigeria. Everybody, Bonaventure, I doff my hat for you. It's not easy to do business. You are managing Nigeria, you are managing people, you are managing home, you are managing yourself. So it's not easy to do business in Nigeria. And anytime you are running a business, ask yourself 4 major questions. What are the economic forces in this sector I'm operating with? What does inflation look like? You want to buy this drug today, tomorrow the price has increased. How will you cope? Can you pass on that price to your customers? You want to take loan from the bank. What is the interest rate? What is dollar today? And I think dollar today is 1,375. 2 days ago, dollar was 400. Okay, probably you import some of the drugs into Nigeria, or maybe your animal food into Nigeria, which were already, by the way. And you want to import, and the exchange rate has moved. Dollar has shifted. How will you cope? Maybe you have gotten loan from the bank. And maybe when you are applying for the loan or you're getting the loan from the bank, dollar was 1,375, Abi. Tomorrow, dollar moves to 1,380. How will you cope? Ask yourself these questions. What you are importing, can you source it locally? Consumer purchasing power. these times we are, think of your consumers. People that could afford 3 square meal. Now it's only one square. I know says 3 is a square, sir. People that will eat 3 times a day, now they can't even afford food. People that will feed, there was a time we're funding this particular farmer. It's a layer farmer. I noticed that his eggs were always cracking. And I asked, he said feed ingredients are expensive, but he can't even, afford to buy the feed usually. Now he formulates and he has reduced the calcium content. I said, that is why your eggs are cracking. Do you understand? So your consumers too, what is their purchasing power? Technology. What are the technological forces that you need to grapple with or contend with? How is technology improving? How is technology improving your business? Digital payments and e-commerce. Are you still collecting cash in your store? But now venture collecting cash, or you have POS devices where people can tap in their cards, slot in their cards, and they pay you, or you say they won't. Precision agriculture. What is happening in your sector, in the livestock sector, in the vet space, that you think you can adapt and you can adopt and commercialize? Regulatory forces. Who do I need to answer to? What compliance standards must I adhere to? Do you have the right operating licenses? Do you have your right certificates? Are you paying taxes if you're above 5 years old in the business? Sustainability. How are you managing for the livestock farmers? How are you managing waste? If you are slaughtering, if you're a poultry processor, the waste, how are you managing? How are you managing those wastes? The intestines and all those other things. Meanwhile, those things can serve as feed for other animals or some of our pets. If we're able to process it, hygienically. Right? Competitive forces, globalization. If you start to earn foreign currencies, not bad. Don't think local. And you don't even have to export to USA. You can export to your neighbor next door. The other African countries, you can export. Globalization. You can even export your skills, your services, not only products. So when you are doing business, think of these things that affect your businesses, and know how you can manage the risk. Right? I've talked about this one before. If you come to me tomorrow, see, character, credibility. If I give you money, will I get it tomorrow? Can I trust you? Capacity, can you manage money? Some of us, we can't manage. We don't have that capacity to manage money. And that's why if you give someone money today, tomorrow they are bankrupt. You don't have that capacity to manage. You don't have that discipline to manage. You don't have the structure to manage business, to manage money. And some of the times you think, oh, if you had 10 billion naira, you want to just apply for 10 billion. Meanwhile, you've not built that structure to be able to manage 10 billion. Okay, if I get 10 billion, how will I spend it? Okay, I'll dedicate 50% to working capital, 20% to expansion, 10% to operational expenses. You need the right structure for your business, right? Cash flow, ability to repay and grow. Collateral. We will not ask you for tangible collateral, but cash. You must be able to contribute cash. A certain percentage of how much you need before you take loan. Then confident. How confident are you? If you come to meet me, oh, Madam Vera, I need funding. You must look me in the eye and say, I need funding. I want to grow my poultry flock from 10,000, from 10 to 100 birds to 1,000 birds. I have demand from Chicken Republic, from Food Concept, Mega Chicken, and all of those people. And I know that after 8-9 weeks, I can make 10% margin. How confident? And for you to be confident, you need information. You need to know your business and know your buyers, know your suppliers. Right? Okay, finally, the agribusiness we do it to grow the sector because we believe that feeding the nation is everybody's responsibility. And that's why Sterling Bank has carved 15% of the total money we have to lend to individuals, to agric, specifically agric. And that's the highest in the sector. All right, because of our commitment to the sector. So don't see banks as very terrible people. Don't see debt, DEBT, as something awful. See it as something to help your business grow, to take it from point A to point B. So you need support, you need funding. And I've just mentioned how we can access those funds and make our businesses bankable, right? And the repayments are tied to when you receive money. I won't ask you for daily repayments. You are the one that will tell me, okay, for these drugs, so these are the periods I sell these drugs. For these other vaccines, so these are the periods I administer these vaccines. These are the number of farmers I service. This is how I can pay. So we tie your repayment to it. We also give you what they call moratorium. That is a grace period before you can start paying back your loan. Nobody will ask you to start paying loan monthly, except you can pay it monthly, right? So Sterling is here to support you. We're here to help you bridge that finance gap you need. We're also here to help you develop capacity. We've partnered with companies to offer training, capacity building, and all of those other. We are doing this today because we are concerned about bridging the funding gap, the capacity, the knowledge gap, right, of some of us in the space. Some of us have very fantastic ideas, but how to put structures to make it work is what we do not need. And Sterling is here to offer not just funding, advisory and support every step of the way. Thank you so much for your time. I hand over the microphone to my beautiful moderator. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Vera. I think at this point we should actually be giving her a lot of applauses, right? She's very soft-spoken, but again, with that soft-spokenness, she has said quite a lot. Quite a lot, really. She has unpacked quite a lot, and I think everybody should be happy at this point. Like, how many of us see I don't think anybody heard it. But if you heard it, I was expecting that people would have sent a lot of messages around that. Because how would she say she used to call people to take 800 million? Like she used to call people and she would tell them to come and take money. How many of our veterinarians have they called to come and take money? So why we literally brought this session was because we needed our vet community, we needed the animal healthcare community, right, to understand that there is money out there, but we are not just going for it. Like, we are the ones that are not going for it, but there is money out there that is waiting for every veterinarian, every animal healthcare worker out there, every farmer out there. There is money to be taken to build businesses, to build our economy, right? There is money really to be taken, right? So Vera, thank you very much for unpacking that. And there are actually a lot of comments and everybody is happy to have listened to you, right? And I have very practical examples. Something happened, it was just last week. So we serve 8,000 across Nigeria and of course across Africa now, because we are also in some of the African countries. And then a partner of ours wanted to return some things that he picked, right? And unfortunately, all he needed to ask was, okay, so where is the invoice we issued to your business? And you will not believe it. He didn't have it, but we issued an invoice. The people in the clinic, and they didn't have it. So there are a lot of vet businesses that are just running. So for me, from my end, I would always say there are businesses that are running like marketplaces. When you go to the market, some of them just pick products and then they come to the market and then they sell. They don't have any reason to keep anything. They just, once it's going down, they buy again and then they sell. And then they take the money. Family problems come in, they take the money and then they solve the family problem. And then when they are short of capital, they will look for small capital and then buy again. And then they just keep selling. So it's just a marketplace. So I think most are repeating that, right? And that is why most of the businesses we run are not bankable. Again, another example. A few months ago, there was an opportunity for a veterinary business to go home with 500,000 USD. And we looked around the vet community in Nigeria, and there was really no business positioned in such a way that they could apply and they would get that money. Like there was none. We searched through every of the profile we've ever served, and there was ness positioned to take that money. At that point, it just occurred to us that, okay, there is a problem in the animal healthcare community. We understand running our clinics. People bring in their pets, people bring in their livestock, we treat and then they go. But we don't understand the fundamentals of keeping these businesses open to the extent that investors can come in. I think veterinarians are not even aware that it's possible veterinary business are investable. So now let me not use bankable. The term would rather be investable because it's not just the banks that can invest. There are a lot of investors out there looking for where to pour in money to. But what the banks are asking for are almost similar to what those investors will be asking for. Like they are similar. There is no investor that would want to bring in money into a business that does not even invest. Like it's not possible, right? So Ms. Vera has done a very good job with breaking this down. I see a lot of hands up, and of course, I also see the questions in the comment section. So we are going to be diving into those questions, and of course, Vera would be taking the answers one after the other. But I would want us to keep us open. Still owing. Like Dangote is still owing. We can, like, I told somebody to come and take product loan, and the person said he does not like owing. She will say she does not like owing. You are not running a business if you don't like owing, sorry. Business loans are not terrible decisions. What are terrible decisions? Maybe personal loans that are not used for the right purposes. You don't like stress, okay. But if you don't like stress, how would you not grow the business above what it is? There are things that needs to be done, and there are things that we need to make clear on this call. And that is why we had to bring in somebody from the banking sector and some other questions. Of course, I think in this call, Dr. Femi is also join us, hopefully. And when he joins, we would still be asking him some questions. So he would also bring in his perspective into this, right? So, jumping right into the questions. Okay, so first of all, I just saw a comment, right, from Daniel David Boja. He said, honestly, we are left behind in the knowledge of investment and record keeping for bankable businesses. And frankly, that's the truth. I have served over 1,000 veterinarians in my short stay in the veterinary community, and I can tell you that that is the problem. Our businesses we're not taking it seriously, what it needs for it to grow above what it is. We are very comfortable what we are running and right. My question is there insurance both in for okay, there any insurance and cooperatives that and is it aspect so it's easier for roads, right? Is there any insurance and both individuals and companies registered that are capable to get the loan? If yes, how and when? Okay, so Vera, did you get that?
I think I understand what to say. Is that
Okay.
for individuals or cooperatives that are registered, are they able to, that wants to take, are there insurance, packages for them? Why not? Or are there individual, in the training, I mentioned that individual can take loan, but it limits, right? For loans were given to individual names, you can take only 5 million naira. But if you need more than that, it's only right to reg your business. For cooperatives, fantastic. I talked about joint ventures, working together. For cooperatives, we can give you loan, right? Up to, depends on the number of people in the cooperative, right? We can give you loan as a cooperative group. And every loan we give are always insured. Gives a peace. Owner, right? So yes, for every loan we give is insured. And we have been able to squeeze the best insurance rates from some of these insurance service providers. So that's the premium is not too much for us to pay.
All right. I believe Shehu Mahmood, I hope you heard that really. Our question was from you. It would be nice that you take home the answer that you have comments here. One, a lot of somebody also said that this session has Haruna Abubakar said the session was very insightful. So well done, Vera. Okay, so jumping right into the next question, Kelechi Mba said, what are the steps to obtain the loans for unregistered businesses? And then secondly, can veterinary doctor help a farmer with structural facilities to obtain loans? What are the things involved?
Very simple. It's just you need to open an account. I don't like to start with that because then they think the bank wants to open an account and get my money. But for you to be able to access funding, you need a current account with the bank. Then application letter, you write a simple application. And what we've done as a bank is to flesh out templates, right, that you can then use to fill those templates and then submit it to the bank to apply for your loan. You can walk into the nearest Sterling Bank branch close to you or visit our website, www.sterling.ng, to look for the nearest branch close to you, or send an email to agric@sterling.ng. Just send a mail, copy me, and we can then attend to your request. So I've dropped in our email, our website, in the chat box. You need to reach out to us. But what you need, a very simple document, your business plan, right? Business plan, it's just like when you're looking for a job, your CV. Who are you? What do you do? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do what you want to do? So that's how the business plan will be. What are the risks in your sector? I've talked about it. And how are you managing those risks? You can go to the internet, research, learn, interact with your community, right? Put it in you. Who I am. This is my mission, my vision statement. This is what I want to do. Which is how much you need. We have the templates and we'll share it with you. Right? So the application letter, my business name is this. We're in the business of that. We want to access 100 million naira. To do this, it will be paid back in 24 months. Very simple templates that we have designed to enable you. So that's it. It's really not. And then, of course, you must have clean credit reports because for even that comes, I will check their credit history. If you borrowed from a microfinance bank or from a fintech and you have not paid, I will see it. So you must have a clean credit record. And it was a letter of, even if you are owing, if you are paying as I went, you sweet. Nobody, you need, Dangote, Nigeria, we encourage loans, but so far you put it to good use, generate profits, expand. Everybody wants to give more to Dangote because they can see the tangible assets is building. Right? Yeah. So new businesses are eligible. I think I just saw that in the
All right. Yes. So of course you just had new businesses are also eligible. And I think she was giving her or explaining the slides, right? The points in the slides. And she mentioned how much each category it's able to take per time. So for registered, I think she mentioned around 5 million. And for the registered business, she mentioned take up to 20 million, as long as you have also dropped some of the things she mentioned here with them. And of course, you have checked your score board, right? And the scorecard, and it gets to 80%. Don't forget that you need to measure. If it's less than 8%, there's a part where she said it means you are not ready. But again, they are also open to walking you through to get to that point where you are ready to be bankable, right? Going forward or moving forward from Dr. Maxwell, he said, thank you so much for the presentation, Ma. It's very insightful. I have two questions. One, what is the minimum a vet establishment should be making to be eligible to access a loan of 1 million naira? And what is the interest for Sterling Bank? But before she goes into answering this question, right, I would rather want to say that we should not limit ourselves to how much we can take. See, she said for helpers, we can take up to 1 billion. Can we open our hearts and go and ask these people to give a vet business 1 billion? One of you on this call should just go and meet Vera and tell me it's that 1 billion point I want. Let's not reduce it to 1 million. We can get more. We can get up to 20 million if the business is registered. So why should we be asking for 1 million? Let's go higher. So, Vera, I think that those are the two questions from Dr. Maxwell. And then, of course, once you're done with answering that, we'll also now hop in. I think back end, also, let's get ready. I can see some hands raised, so we can unmute them to ask their questions into the room. Then we can all continue with the comments on the session. So please, Vera, you can take that question. Then we'll allow somebody on that has his or her hands raised to answer or ask. Then we can continue. Thank you.
Thank you. For that question, you can take, so the fact that there's money available, you need to know what you need. I'll give max of 1 billion. Within that 1 billion, from 0 to 1 billion, what do you need? Look at your business. Look at the need. Is there demand for what you want to get extra money to produce? Do you want to buy additional equipment? Open another franchise? What do you need and how much will it cost you? That is what will inform how much you need. But the max we can give under LPRES is 1 billion naira, right? The max we can give under LPRES is 1 billion. I hope that suffices. You know your business more, better than I do, right? For example, a typical example, maybe you have you see that question was from who?
So from Dr. Maxwell, he was asking what the minimum
vet establishment can be eligible. Yeah, so you are eligible to one. You are eligible to, okay. No, he's saying what is the minimum?
Is the minimum, like the establishments, yes. So how much
to get loan? Yes. Okay, so I think what he's saying is what turnover must you have to be able to access a loan of 1 million? Okay, it's clearer now. Okay, so you can do, you don't have to limit yourself. You can have a turnover of first of all, we'll ask, how long have you been in establishment, or how long have you been established? If you are just starting up, maybe you can do 200% of that. So maybe you must have had a turnover of 2 million naira to be able to access a loan of 1 million, right? If you are, just starting up, or if you are maybe looking to expand, right? So we can say we can do, you must have like a minimum turnover of 2 million naira. That's 200% turnover of what you're currently of the loan you need. And that's 2 million to be able to access a loan of 1M. And the interest rate for us under LPRES, you can take 15%, right? Under BOI, you can take the interest rate is 9%. Then for Sway Acfin, the interest rate there is also 9%. So it depends on when we have done your evaluation, whichever ranking you fall in, we can then recommend the product for you, right? And I also like to ask, what do you want to use the 1 million for? So we know the kind of loan to also give to you. What do you want to use? Dr. Maxwell, what is the loan for? Are you setting up another establishment? I don't know, 1 million cannot. Or is it working capital you need? Or that 1 million was just an example, right? So it depends on the need. And we can then recommend the loan that you can access. Because each loan have their own unique features. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Vera. And Dr. Maxwell, I hope you heard that. So for 1 million, if your turnover is up to 2 million, then you are eligible for a 1 million naira rate. And of course, the interest rate will always depend on the type of loan you're picking up, or from the particular loan, let's say, do the loan, because Sterling is in partnership with a lot of people. So those loans come from different angles. So depending on which of them you're going for, your loan interest rates would always be different. But again, the interest rates, I think, so I'm not in the banking sector, but I believe those interest rates are not paid at once. So sometimes the interest rates are divided in bits that you do not even feel. Business itself does not feel it, right? So you understand that the banks are not really in for your business to collapse, right? They're just in to help you grow. And of course, in partnership, they could do quite a lot. Could also do quite a lot as a business or as a veterinarian who is building. So aside from that, back end, can we have Dr. Chinoyera Mukweni? Her hand has been up. Can we have her speak into the room? If you may, please help me unmute her. Back end, please, can we unmute?
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dr.
Good afternoon, Dr. Mukweni. You're muted.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, very clear.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm so happy I tuned in today to listen through, because it was a really insightful lecture. Thank you so much, Vera. The question I have is basically tied to my business that I sit as a director, my go-to-vet. We receive an average of, matter of fact, 1 in 5 people that reach out to us are farmers that are asking us about loans and grants. So I wanted to know if there's a way you work with, especially establishments like this. I understand you're probably going to be working with Farmers, but do you have any other means of working with farmers, especially because we get all these requests for people that want loans? That most of the time we try to book them with appointments, and also they want to know the loans that are available and to be able to apply. And also most of these people want people to apply for them. So do you have any structure, any team that helps people apply for loans? That way we can always try to link these livestock farmers, veterinarians too, because we also have veterinarians that reach out to us applying for loans. We can be able to link them to you. And secondly, I would like to know, I'd like to understand more about the third parts. I believe it was when you were talking about the farmer training and advisory services, which is something that my go-to vet does, because we have online platform that basically links veterinary doctors and vice versa. So I wanted to know what's because you were talking more about livestock farming, and I wanted to know, when someone is purely on the educational track, how can the business basically position itself to work with you and especially access loans or grants that are available? Please let me know if you understood the question so that maybe I'll rephrase it if you didn't understand it.
My go-to vet. Nancy, there are some questions that I think is for farm alert. Do you want to take that? Or I should.
Okay, so which of the questions do you think
Well, the
farmer?
first one was that she has farmers that she services, or people that she provides that near and provide services for, and they always say they need loan. That is just some kind of structure that we can put together that we can help apply for loans for these businesses and all of that, such that it is easy and
Can directly apply for the farmer. Like, can she ask Sterling Bank to give money to a farmer, and Sterling Bank would give money to a farmer?
Why not? We have what we call anchor.
Sorry, I have to say, not really, because what I'm trying to say is that we get a lot of requests from farmers saying that they want loans. So what I'm asking is, do you have a team of people that when these requests come in, we can link them to you? Or is there like a place where we could find all these loans that are available per time with their deadlines, so that we'll be able to tell them, okay, this is what is available right now. I can link you up with a Sterling Bank support that will be able to advise you on how to structure your business to be able to access this loan or this grant or whatever it may be.
Yes. I understand the question very well.
So you can just call me Dr. Noye. Noye is fine. Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. And I really appreciate that that you have people that really need funding and that they don't know how to go about it. We have officers in the political zones of Nigeria, Southwest, North, East. We have people covering these areas, right? And we can work with you to aggregate, this request and push to us. It's even better for us. As I was asking if Farmer wanted to take that role, but we can work with you directly to reach out to these farmers, because for you, that's even additional advisory or service that you are then giving to them. You're giving them access. All right. Now, I wouldn't know if you'd want to put, a cost to it. That is really not mine. But you can connect the farmers to us. We can work with you to work with these farmers and to give them loans, definitely, because most of the times it's difficult to reach each of those farmers, but you can leverage on your own network to reach out to these farmers, all well and good. And it's something very prevalent in the crop space, where there are people we call anchor. The anchor knows these farmers, they provide services to these farmers, and sometimes they know that these farmers need loans, but they don't have the money themselves. So they come to the bank to say, I have 1,000 farmers that need farm inputs, and I can supply those inputs. I can buy those inputs for them and supply those inputs to them. Even when they harvest, I can take off what they have harvested, buy it from them. But they need money to buy those inputs. Telling bank, can you give me money to give to these farmers, or can you give these farmers money and I will be the one to guarantee them, right? So Either of those models suffices. So that is a very viable structure that currently works in the crop value chain. So it's either they standing for the farmers or they are just saying, selling, take these farmers, fund them. And it's a, good question that you have then asked, right? You are exposing these people to funding. Then secondly, for the capacity building and all of that, it's good you've positioned yourself as my go-to vet. Most of the time when we're looking for people to train, on some particular skill sets, we can easily reach out to you. I'm in the business of lending. You are in the business of training. So we can collaborate with you, work with you to train those people at the cost that you feel, you can charge. Of course, if you also see that, okay, if the bank is accessing money from DFIs to pay for this, we say that, okay, the cost is not so burdensome. Right? Something that we can work together and make you one of our, facilitators, to train some of these farmers when the need arises. So it's very nice to meet you, Dr.
All right. Thank you
Chinwe.
very much, Vera, for taking that. And Dr. Chinoyer, I believe Vera was clear. So after this call, I'll probably reach out to you so we could discuss more on that, and then also see how we can now work with Sterling Bank to ensure your farmers get what they need. And also, if you can add, Vera, is there a link or a website where Sterling Bank probably puts all these things together, like probably release more like a news link or something whenever there is an available updates on either loans or grants or startup capitals, depending on whatever funding it is. Is there a website where she can actually go to? Because I think her question was also around something like that. When does she know these things are available? So she could also point the farmers towards it. Okay, Vera, did you get that?
Yes, I got it, and I'm typing the Agriculture Summit Africa. I'm typing the link on the chat box, in the chat box.
All right. So not just Dr. Chinoyerim now, everybody on this call, I believe we should actually check out whatever the link she's sending, so that if they have any updates as it comes, we would always be informed and we can go for whichever one suits our next type part time. We still have more hands up, so I will give Dr. Joel the floor now, and then after Dr. Joel, we will take some comments, and then after the comments, we will come back to those who have raised their hands so they could also now speak into the room again. Thank you very much. Dr. Joel, back in, can we unmute Dr. Joel? Dr. Joel, can you speak into the room now? If you can't, we'll ask somebody else to speak now, and then maybe afterwards you could.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Doc. We can hear you, so you can speak now.
Actually, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate Farmer Alert for the effort that they have been making in agro-business, especially in veterinarians, to actually meet up with what they are doing. I want to say more kudos to Farmer Alert for all these expositions. And I'm very, very glad when Dr. Nancy was talking about business people owing. Actually, it's actually normal for a business person to owe. He's saying so. He said something concerning even Dangote oil. But actually, we should not stand on that because we are talking about character and reputation in business. When Vara was speaking, he actually said something about character, being able to maintain some things. Because when you go to a bank and you're not able to meet up with the terms and conditions, going back again will be a difficult task. But I'm coming actually from the angle of interest, actually. Vera, I know, of course, that bank too used to borrow from higher bank. That's when he's saying that they used to borrow from central bank, actually. with a particular interest, and they will always like to meet up with the interest that you are paying. But I'm looking at it from the angle of the interest too, because most times, especially young veterinarians that don't have enough turnover, looking at if they get this money or this interest, how they could actually meet up. Is there a way the banking industry could actually help us to reduce the interest so that in case most people, what people actually scale a lot from getting bank loan from bank is interest and turn up too. Of course, you say something about capacity. Capacity, a lot of us are building this capacity when it comes to area of turnover, especially when you are in retail outlets, when you are retailing actually. I know if you're in a wholesale business, maybe a bit the turnover may be high, but when you're in retail, to meet up with those interest per month may be that difficult. Because actually is there a way the banking industry could actually help out to reduce this interest? That and equally from alert for the effort they are making to ensure that young Nigerians are growing. Thank you very much.
Okay, the question. Thank you so much. Okay, Joel. Yeah, spot on. Some of the times we get loan from other banks or development funding partners to give to you, to give to businesses. Well, some of them give it at very reduced rate already, but trust us to always our customers. But I think for now, a 9% interest rate loan is not bad at all, especially in a lending space where the typical interest rate you get is 38%, right? Or even a 15% interest is not so bad in this climate where you get 38% per year. Some other microfinance or fintechs, they even give you 5% per month. That's like 60% per year. And now this is a commercial bank giving you 15%, giving you 9%. Trust me, it's not bad. If you need further discount, probably because you're not making money, I'll start to get worried. You must be able to find a way for your business to be profitable. Don't forget, I want to fund profitable businesses. Except you are just starting out. Okay, so that's the response for you.
All right, thank you very much, Vera. So back to the comments. Professor La Davis. Thank you very much, Ma, for joining. First of all, so she said if she was asking if a new businesses, Laura has mentioned that new businesses are eligible, though the amount of money they could be given, it's lesser than the existing businesses, right? So it also depends on if the business is registered or not registered. If the business is registered, they have an amount set out. And if it's not registered, she also mentioned an amount that is set out. But after this call, we would also be sending a link of the entire presentation to our emails. And then anyone who probably missed a part or two could actually go back to rewatch, and we are all on the same page. And if you also want to reach Sterling Bank on any of the details Vera had mentioned, I think she also dropped a link earlier. So we could also click on the emails and drop an email to them, and they would reply, all of us, right? So we could all build a bankable business after this call. So Daniel, David, yeah, I think I already read that one out. So another one said, from Ezekiel Josiah, good afternoon, Ma. You have done justice to this teaching. And the question is, how can someone that wants to open a vet outlet, treatment, selling of animal vaccines, pet accessories, and animal feeds get a loan? I think she has also mentioned that if yes, what's the highest amount a vet can get and the interest rate per annum. I think she already mentioned that. So I would rather want to now because I think I see a lot of questions on how much they can get as a startup, right? So I would rather want to ask Vera, Vera, is there a possibility that a new startup business now in the vet space, so for some fundings, it's limited to livestock, and for some, it's limited to the equine unit or any of the units, right? So does Sterling Bank have any portfolio that they do or they give more attention to when it comes to the animal health care system? Or is it open to every business, both the pets and
Yeah,
livestock, equine, and every other
that's a brilliant
portfolio?
question. So portfolio segmentation, right? So we do cattle, sheep, and goats services. So I think that services will then fall under veterinary services. And under that, you have your different dimension. If you are treating bovine, swine, equine, you understand, and the like. So each of these businesses under the livestock, under animal health, you know, eligible for loans. So there is no what do they call it now? Breakdown into the livestock per se. So we didn't dimension it to say, okay, aquaculture take 10%, equine take 5%. No. The portfolio is just dimension for livestock, crop, services, trading and logistics and all of that across the value chain. So he can access funding. And even if, so what we do in Agric is to create product programs. So even if it doesn't even fall within that product program, you can access loan through the normal channel. Just go to any bank branch, request for a loan for your business, right? And, access the funding. The beauty of Agric product is it then puts all of the checklists in one place and it quickens the assessment process. And I hope that suffices. And like I asked, you can take loan subject to the maximum in each lending category that I've highlighted. I will share the slides.
All right.
But for you to know how much to take, ask yourself, what do you need it for? Don't just it is available. Vera is giving loans. There's money. There's $500 million from World Bank. What do you need and how much do you need it for? And for how long? That question is saying, I give a poultry farmer a loan after 10 years. I don't know if that's the question, or the question is, a poultry farmer that has been farming for 10 years, can he take loan? Because if it's the first question, if I can give a loan to be paid after 10 years, and why do you want to pay after 10 years? If you save money in the bank, you can go to the bank
Sorry,
anytime to
within
call
10
for your
years.
money.
Within
I
10
don't
years.
have that.
Sorry. Within
But
10
why
years.
10 years? Are the best still alive in 10 years? Or you want to be sweating over the money, turning over
Yeah,
the money,
probably.
turning over the money for? So this is the only thing that you pay because we do for too long. Money is you're tempted, I don't want to say spirit because this is not a church. So money has if you don't have discipline, you might be tempted to do other things with the money. So if you're running your business, if you are selling eggs, probably what are you doing? Is it eggs or broilers?
Layers, eggs,
Or you want to sell
egg.
So if you're running a broiler business, layer business, where you are even generating money daily. So why do you want to pay me after 10 years? Or within 10 years? The maximum loan that can be given to a layer business is 24 months. And I expect that you will buy the beds at point of lay, right? Or point of cage. So at least within 2 months, they will start laying eggs. And you can sell those eggs and buy the feed required to maintain them to the next 26 hours, right? Then the remaining money, you can service your loan, right? So minimum tenure for layers is 24 to 36 months maximum. 10 years is a lot of time.
All right. Thank you very much, Vera. Because of our timing, I would have to restrict the number of questions we're going to take. But after now, if we have any questions, we can always send in the questions. And for the ones that are already typed out, we'll take note of it and would probably have Vera answer them. And we could send them together with the emails we'll be sending out after this call. Because we've been on this call for 2 hours now. We also have to reduce everything that we have to do after now and end the call as soon as possible, right? We still have 2 hands up and we have some more questions on the chat box. So we'll just take extra 3 questions, both from the raise hand feature and the comments, and that will be all for the question on the interactive session. And we could now move to the post quiz and of course now end the meeting afterwards. So Kennedy Chimezie Elowa is currently asking, what common mistakes make veterinary businesses unattractive to investors, and how can entrepreneurs avoid them from the beginning? Though I think you've mentioned a few of them, which is character. She has been very clear on the word character, but I would allow you to take that, Vera, and then after that I would allow Bonaventure for your student to your best student to ask his question into the room, and then we could take one more last question, and that would be all for the interactive session.
Okay, Bonaventure, your question. I've answered it.
No, that question is from Kennedy. Then after that, we would allow Bonaventure to speak.
Okay, Kennedy. Okay, sorry. Okay, so from Kennedy, I answered it. I think that we talked about A to Z of bankable businesses, right? We talked about, so the mistakes to avoid is not keeping records. If you are buying any drugs, any products, keep your records. If you are selling, keep your records. Have receipts. Receipts or invoices. They are the most, important documentation you must have in your business. So not keeping proper records. 2, not having good governance structure. You're just running the business. You want to buy food, you will dip money in your current accounts or in your business account. No structure. Nobody responsible for certain operations in the business. Do you understand? No good governance structure. Right? Poor discipline. You want to go to your business, you go to your business like 5, like maybe 12 noon. Or discipline. You tell your customer, okay, I will be at your farm. Probably there's a disease outbreak, I need to go, and you come there 48 hours later or 72 hours. No financial discipline, no business discipline. Those are the things that you should avoid, right? Innovation. You're not innovative. You're just going with the tide. You're just going with the flow. Nothing stands you out. Nothing stands your business out. Okay? And secondly, character, like Nancy mentioned. They give you loan today, you misuse it. Not even loan, maybe even small money. Say you collect money from a family member or a friend, because there are people they call angel investors. Probably you can access debt. You don't have the strength to pay for debt for loan from bank. And you meet one of your friends, probably in your community. Please give me 100K. I want to use it for something. And tomorrow, you are giving stories or excuses. If I want to give loan to any member of this community, I will ask Dr. Kayo Defemi. I'll say, sir, do you certify this person good to go? If he says, okay, why not? So character is your only character is a very, very tangible asset. So know your numbers, keep records, keep financial records, keep production records, register your business. If you don't register your business, I can't work well with you. The max I can give you is 5 million. right? The max I can give you is 5 million. Then your demand, what are you in the business for? If you want me to give you money, you must tell me. If you can't tell me, I can't give you money. What are you in the business for? Do you understand? So those things, financial record, very important. Your discipline, business discipline and business acumen. Then know your business model. Then why do you need the money? What is driving that request, that demand for the money? Yeah, I think I should stop there. I'll share the slides.
All right, thank you very much, Vera. Back end, can we enable one for Bonaventure to speak into the room? But while we are doing that, I just saw a comment, which I believe is from the department in Sterling, right? Vera, please confirm that Tijani Bulama is from Sterling.
Tech department, I'm not aware. If you have any idea.
If you have any idea you think you could develop or innovate, kindly drop your ideas here. Let's build impact.
No. I think it's just like an IT person that knows how to develop platforms.
Okay, it's from our own end.
Okay. It's even Farmalert, so that's.
Oh, it's
Yes,
okay.
yes.
That's Tijani. Okay. All right. So Bonaventure is on now. Bonaventure, please, can we have your muted.
Unmute your mic.
Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Everybody. You can see my.
Good afternoon, Bonaventure.
First of all, let me start by Vera. Vera, I learned a lot from you this afternoon, and honestly, you are a very good teacher. God bless you for that. Then I also thank BANKABLE, FarmAlert for bringing this opportunity for us to know and they benefit from it. Because honestly, I know that I'm going to benefit from this important idea. So my question is this: after submitting all this, the requirement and the opening an account in Sterling Bank, so is there any other further verification, like coming to see your office where it's located, blah blah blah? That's the question.
Okay, Bonaventure. Hi. Well done. I can see Happy Chicken and all of those products in your store. Yes. So after you fill the forms, you can send an email. I think I put my email here with your the chat box. My email is here. You can send me an email or call my number. I'm allowed to give you my number. Reach out to me with your request, then I'll guide you through. Just in case there is no Sterling Bank branch where you are, I will be able to get someone to come to you where you are, process your application, do all the verification. If you meet the requirement,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will
Farm
speak to you personally.
number is my number. Wants to.
All right, we will do that. Bonaventure, thank you for dashing FarmAlert a new name. You know, the BANKABLE sounds very nice. Maybe we will tell Vera to turn FarmAlert to a banking company. So we'll be giving out money like her now, Abby. But thank you for joining, Bonaventure, and thank you for from the beginning down till now. I think you are even the one Vera used for the examples she gave, right? So today, once we are done, you also alert for her contact or direct contact, though would also be working with Vera to see how we could make it easier for everyone to reach Sterling Bank through them, through Farmalert, right? So everyone just has a channel and we'll all work together to see how we can build bankable businesses. And of course, after this meeting, we would also now find a very good topic and a good, will I say, moderator, and no, not moderator now, a good host or speaker that would help us break down everything that is needed to keep the data that some softwares help with data keeping, right? But a lot of businesses don't even know that those softwares exist. And there are also a lot of other things needed to run an effective and an efficient operations. So some of those are things businesses that people run these days are not aware of. So would find a speaker that would help us break down those operational needs and help veterinarians set up their businesses to actually be very operational efficient. And we could now use that to also help with being bankable. And then our scoreboards can also go up and be above 70, at least to what Vera said, 80, right? So that all of us will be ready for the funds that are available. And frankly, it's not just the Sterling Bank that has these funds. I hope we all know that there are a lot of banks who have it. And what they just need, as I said, are similar. There are no differences. So the last question we are going to be taking would be by Jeremy. And after that, we'll call it a day for the interactive session. But our messages, our inboxes, our emails would always be open so that we could all work together. And as I said, before the emails would be sent out, we would have had a full interaction with Vera to see how we can work together so that every veterinarian who needs this and every farmer who needs this can also get it, right? Thank you very much. So Jeremy, back in, can we have Jeremy's mic open so he could speak into the room?
Okay, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Okay. Dr. Nancy and Farmalert, and then Vera, thank you so much. Sorry, I had a bit of disruption when the whole class was going on. I would say would have been taken care of, but then just shortly, I'll just, aside loans, are there grants available? Then my business has been in existence for like 3 years, and then based on popular demand through my social page, I'm considering expanding the laboratory and improving services. So sitting down a proposal, and then if it's something that is workable, I also want to see how I can benefit from that. Then the last stuff is record keeping. I'm glad she said a few things when the last person asked the question. So that one has been taken care of. I'll watch over the video again and then see the things I can pick. So these are just my aside loans. Are there grants available? And then this is my plan. I want to upgrade to a laboratory, a boarding and grooming services. I've written a proposal. And how can I go about it?
All right, the network crumbled for a bit. I couldn't hear what you said, but I had the first question about grants, if there are grants available. Well, there are grants available. There are several organizations that give grants. There are also other development finance organizations that give grants, right? Some also give it, some give it not in form of cash to start your business, but in terms of training, capacity building, technical assistance, right, to do some things. So there are definitely grants available, but Sterling Bank is loans we give. We're a bank, right? Or a commercial bank, or a for-profit organization. But there are several NGOs. What's the name? Jeremy. I will send Farmalat a list of organizations that you can access grant funding for to start up your business or to start up a new initiative, because I can see you are 3 years in the business and I like your store, by the way. So yes, I'll send a list of organizations where you can access, grants for, and just like I said, if those opportunities also come up, if you have an account with the bank, you'll be getting all of those newsletters and publications of grants that will benefit your business, of technical assistance grants and all of those other things. And if you need loan to set up your business or expand, not set up, expand, why not? You can definitely access loans. I hope that answers the question. But we don't give grant as a bank.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Jeremy. And this is, as I said, the last question we'll be taking for today. But Vera, I hope you know that there are a lot of other questions that have not been answered. And it simply points to the fact that this will But just to add to Jeremy, Doc, there are a lot of grants available, right? The only problem is that our most businesses are not, how do I put it now? Most businesses are not structured in that pattern, right? To be able to access grants. And that's why this topic came to mind. As I said, when I started, I said something, right? There was a grant opening, really. And we looked and searched for a business that was structured in the direction of what those people were looking for. So there are a lot of foreign grants available, and people get as much as 250,000 USD, 500,000 USD, $1 million USD, right? And the only problem is they will not fund or give grants to an idea that does not look scalable. If it's not a business that will scale, they won't give it to you, right? So if you have any of such ideas, as Vera said, she would also be sharing a list of companies or NGOs that give grants to agri businesses. So once that is also up, I would share it through the email. So once you registered for this training today, you would receive the email, and probably we can take it up from there. And then, as I said, after this call, we'll also now we'll plan a very good session that would help veterinary businesses know exactly how to position businesses for this kind of opportunities. This is the final lab or the final call before I now hand over to our very beautiful moderator, Dr. Rodia, to continue with the post and of course also end the session. Thank you so much, Vera, for doing justice to the topic. It was insightful, it was beautiful, and your very soft-spoken nature was quite a very good one for everyone to follow. So I'm not sure we had a problem of people not following. Of course, we understand the network glitches here and there, but it was a very nice session. So thank you so much for joining us. And then I will hand over to Dr. Rodia to continue the session. And afterwards, we would call it a day. But Vera, I would be reaching out immediately after now to see how we can every business are joined in today to move their businesses from what they are to the next level. And we'll probably start with my go-to vet and the rest of them who already indicated what they can do, right? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Nancy and you too, for that wonderful session. I mean, the question answers moderation. I believe quite a number of the attendees were able to plug into the comment section, give us questions where they are confused and to engage. So just like Dr. Nancy said, we would be forwarding you a list of questions that have not been responded to moving forward. To not take too much time, this is already 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes into. We'll be moving ahead with the post quiz. So on your screens, you would see a pop-up. Just a minute. So you'll be seeing a pop-up very soon. It is expected that you fill the questions in a jiffy. You're expected to fill the questions in a jiffy. Okay, just a minute. All right. 5 minutes. Let's see how much you have retained from the session. How much of a bankable business you can build from the knowledge you have garnered. Trust. It was a very, very insightful session. I have a very, very full notepad. So do well to engage the pop-up. That's the poll. Fill in your responses and even a beautiful morning stroke afternoon. So let's all engage in the post quiz. We have my delightful and helpful, especially for a fresh graduate like myself. Well, we are so glad, Dr. Loma, that you find this session insightful. For me, it was too, and that's the essence. So let's all engage. Let's engage the post quiz. Okay, I'm seeing response already, about 5%. Let's do more. We are 1 minute in already. Okay, good. Responses are coming in. Responses are coming in. Okay. Okay, and we are filling the quiz. Please note that FAMLOT serves as a private continuous examination provider to the Veterinary Council of Nigeria, and TECLA is one of the ways to do that. So at the end of this session, you'd be receiving your certificates. Note that our TECLA sessions are free, and certificates of participation would be issued to all of us. So keep checking your mail from now. You'll be receiving your certifications. You'd be receiving the copies of the PDF. That's the slides from our OB experts. And you'd also be getting responses to the questions asked. So let us all engage the poll. About 23%. And we're about 2 minutes, 30 seconds in. So let's engage. By the way, I had a swell time today learning, that there was a way Vera put it. She was saying so many sophisticated things in layman terms. And I feel what stood out for me would have to be the A to Z. Really, I didn't think you'd take it that literal. So I believe for all the attendees, for all the participants, you've been able to pick the most important bits. By now, you shouldn't be having problems. By now, funding should not be your excuse. You shouldn't say, oh, I have interest in starting a veterinary business, or, oh, I have a veterinary business that I want to scale, but funding is my issue. No, our OB expert has done a very diligent job dissecting the comes of initiative, and there will be a rise in the. Thank you very much, Ma. Okay, we're having about let's all engage. Let's engage the quiz. The idea is just to know the level of retention, the things you were able to absorb during this session, how you've learned better. Okay, good. Responses are coming in. Let's have it on. Let's have it on. Let's have it on. So I'm seeing the response from Jerusha Kefas. Thank you, Famlas, for creating this platform where we grow beyond our normal levels. Such a great privilege. I'm grateful. We are grateful too. And we're very proud at Famlat to be able to be a source of problem solving, really. There is information, there's access, there are experts, people with the knowledge, really, and there are people willing to learn. So avenues like this, like Tekla, is an initiative to fix the gap. So we are grateful. We are grateful. Thank you very much, Jerusha. We'll soon be coming to an end in the next 30 seconds for the post quiz. If you haven't filled, please go ahead and fill now. And the next 30 seconds will be full, and we'll be coming to the end of the session. It's been a really beautiful afternoon. In 10 seconds, Kelechemba is saying it's really an insightful session and beneficial engagement. Thanks to Farmalat and Sterling Bank. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma'am Vera Ihenachi. So, okay, good. So we are handing the poll now. So thank you all so much. Thank you. It's been a wonderful outing in our systems, on our screens anyway, with you all. And like I mentioned earlier, Tekla is a continuous series. It's not a one-time thing. So you'd be receiving further updates on sessions like this moving forward. So look forward to it. You can also drop it in your comment section, in the chat box, what topics you feel we need to address moving forward. So, but it's so nice having everyone here once again. And I remain Dr. Radia, the Impact Manager of Farmlad, and it was nice being here. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Rodia. And while we are on that, I don't know if he has left. I actually noticed the presence of the registrar, right? Dr. Fadipe. So if you're still on the floor, it would be really nice for you to speak into the hall. Let me quickly check if it's still on the call. But if it's not on the call, we will, I believe we will still rewatch this session. And it was really okay. So yes, he's still on the call. So thank you so much, sir. Can you say a few words to us, sir? You know, we're always very loyal to you and what you stand for in the veterinary community. And it would be nice for us to hear from you and about what you think about the session, and of course, what you think about everything our very beautiful presenter has said today.
Okay, thank you very much, Nancy. It's nice to be on this. Like everybody I've attested to, our presenter is good in the job she does. I listened to the way she responded to those questions. She was so calm because some questions somehow, but she was able to walk around those questions, drove the car back to online, and then, you know, everybody is happy ever after. It's really, really a very rich time. I must confess, I joined late, another meeting. Standard Organization of Nigeria did their meeting between 10 and 12. So I joined right immediately after that, and the part I got was actually awesome. One thing everybody should know is that if you are going to do business, you can borrow money to do business. But don't go and borrow money to marry wife or do other frivolous things. But what is good to be invested in business, it's something that they do. I my mouth when Dr. Ayala Odotan told us how much he borrowed this year, January, when maybe he told us how much he borrowed to invest in this. And I was like, at your level, you are still borrowing. So, and just like Dr. Nancy, even that, and they want to expand the prospect, and they don't have the resources to do that, and they felt like borrowing. So please, let's cash into this opportunity. It's actually some trouble. to expand our business. And let me tell you, the future of the veterinary profession is in private practice. Look out for our conferences, look at how much support we get for our annual NVMA conferences. It's from the private sector. So please take advantage of this. And I want to appreciate Farmalat very, very massively for always putting out some of this program out there for people to benefit from. It's actually very rewarding. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I was actually joining another meeting when you called me, so I had to run out of that meeting to quickly make this address to my people. So beautiful people online. I saw we're over 100 because I was checking the attendance. We're well over 100 at the time I checked the last time. So thank you very much, everyone, so thank you very much, everyone, for coming online. And thank you, Farmalat, for the beautiful work. You know, I'm always a Farmalat fan. Thank you, and God bless.
Oh, yes, you're the boss, actually. Thank you so much, sir, for joining and for always being there for us, really. We are super grateful. And of course, you see, I called him and he was joining the meeting and he still ran out of his meeting. Thank you so much, sir. We are truly very grateful, right? And of course, everyone, please, you can turn on your videos and let's give a very warm, good round of applause to Vera, right? Giving us a very breathtaking session. I think having everyone's video up and of course also using the feature, the upload feature will be a very nice thing to do for Vera at this point. And I think after that, we can now come say we have done a good job, because if we don't thank Vera well, she will probably not release money to us. And we want that to release money after now.
Yes, we want to do bank alert.
All right. So, Vera, you have a lot of applauses, and I think people really appreciate what you've done here today. So, thank you so much for this wonderful session, and we look forward to the partnership we have with Sterling, and of course, the partnership we have with you directly, since you are the head of the agri business expansion and extension right now at Sterling. All right. Thank you, everyone, and nice to put a face. So if your videos are still off, please turn on your videos and let's see your face briefly, right? And Dr. Odi, I think we can take a capture or something. We would have done that earlier anyway, but if they are still on, it would be nice to take a capture.
I've taken some, but I'll still do more.
All right. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. And it was lovely being your both the host as Farmalat and a partial moderator and facilitator. Dr. Odia was our moderator, but I stole some of our time to talk to Vera. Maybe Vera was just too good. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. And the meeting has officially now come to an end, so you can start leaving the room now. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great
Thank you so much, Vera.